Oh shit, I just fitted my lead screw power lever. I've got my change gears here. I haven't got a clue how they fit on the back. Fitted my back drive the other day, and there's a lever here you lift up and you connect that with two hands, and then you release this via a manual clutch, undoing a couple of grub screws, and then your chuck goes slower, which is quite a lot of fun. I want to learn how to put a chuck there for boring things. Got a serial number here, which is J1249. I've got to braze a broken wheel, which is going to be a task. I found this chuck and it fits. It's a 6-inch swing, or a 3-inch deep thing. No, I guess the tool, you put the tool in here, but there's no tool holder, post holder. Have to find one of those, but the main thing is finding out how this, how to change these change gears and get this power feed going, which I guess is how this happened to somebody. Oh yeah, and the motor's in the wrong place. And the motor's only got one pulley, but I want one with if I put a variable pulley on there, I'll be able to get more of a variation from here. But it's actually very close to fouling this, and already the belt just catches the front of this. I can't put it on the other way around. So I've got to move the motor. A Brock and Compton motor. Oh no, sorry, Brock Crompton motor. So further to the change gears and the lead screw drive, I think this mounting is for change gear studs, which are like little axles that hold these wheels in place. And this frame is actually, even though it's moving now, once these wheels are studded on there in their little axles, it does actually hold this in place, and it moves because you can actually change these for different sizes. Now my main thing is, this is my drive, because it's the only thing that can be the drive, so there has to be a wheel on here that's missing. So I've got my first sprocket on side this shaft, and once it's on there, it's quite an easy fit. It's just getting it over that rusty bit. Anyway, so I need some way to maybe hold that. And then once the other two are in place on the studs, they're held in place. And you can just, it moves this onto that cog. Further to some little experiments. Now I've put these are just held in place with the wrong sort of stud, but they just, to give you an idea how this frame here holds a couple of the gear change wheels. And then you see that would all link up there. this can't be on the right. This is not on right anyway, because this is not fully supported by this shaft, so this is wrong. This wheel is just sat on there. So I'm definitely one of these short, because I don't think this gear wheel is supposed to go on there, because there's a keyway up there. So I might be one of these sleeved cogs too short. So now I removed the this cog wasn't on right, so I've removed it from there with this little puller, which worked really well. But on this spindle, it's hollow, so the puller won't work. So that's these keyways are 1/8 of an inch. And there's no keyway on the actual change gears. So the studs I saw for sale I think are too big. These are 3/16, these oilers. So I'm going to see if they're threaded. I'm going to get my 3/16 tap and have a go, see if they're threaded. So I just tidied up these 1/4 inch British Standard fine threads here and here and there and here, which is where a top cover would have gone. I'm going to start to dismantle this and take this belt off, move the motor with regards to getting a different belt, one that doesn't get so close to these back gears, and I can use these other options with. So my first step for the belt removal was to undo the this lock nut, this back bolt, back nut, back lock nut. I'll start again. Undo this Allen lock grub for this back lock nut. I've loosened off the bearings, and then I'll have to slacken this and hopefully pull this along. So I've slackened this grub lock nut on the front of this and pulled the shaft through. This is where the grub sort of locates. A little bit of evidence of wear there, but that recess is a little square recess punched into the shaft. So that's okay. And then soon the belt will just slide off, and then I'll have to uncouple the back gears to get it off. Incidentally, this chuck says Cushman, the Cushman Chuck Company, Hartford, Connecticut. That's something to look up. But I did put this on from an old lathe. So okay, I've threaded the belt off. Just slacken this off and fed this through the holder. T-bolt missing, holding this, but it is well and truly held on. These look good. I mean, I knew they were good from when I took it apart and painted it, but didn't have the back gears on. Then the motor's in the wrong place, of course, so I've got to measure it up for a new belt. So I've freed the motor now. The annoying thing is I've got to put it roughly back together again so that I can get an idea of the length of belt that I should go and get. So this is looking about right to measure up for a new belt. But the motor has got loads of clearance, and I might even put a case on this at one point, just to stop oil, which seems to flick up everywhere. So I just measured it with a piece of string, and the string is 27 inches. So I'm going to convert that into metric and go tell the guy in the shop the metric length, and I'll see if I come back with a suitable belt. Okay, I've got the new belt. The first thing I'm going to have to do is actually put the front drive on. So I've got to take this out, thread the belt up, and then we will start to mess about with the position of the motor. Okay, the new belt position has led to a new motor position with a new noise sort of hum. It's fantastic. That's looking safe though on there. So I'm going to try the back gears now. The new belt doesn't have the clearance to get under the large cog here. The belt's too fat. It's jamming on the bodywork. When it turns around, it won't get through that gap. These are real thin belt. But I'll be able to use the first two sizes and the back gears, which I didn't see coming, to be honest. So currently the slowest speed that this will do, I think. The old gears are a bit rattly. Trying to come to terms with this. This is the Tailstock. It's got a dead center in it. I'm pretty sure that my dead center comes out so I can put a drill chuck in there. It's got a pin here. I'm wondering whether that's holding some sort of taper in there or something. It's hollow up the back. I don't want to go whacking it if that pin is holding it in. The pin, I haven't been able to move it with a pair of pliers. I don't want to destroy the pin in case that's nothing to do with it. So it's more investigation work here. Well, it's pretty gently tapping the back with a long old nail. And it didn't tap hard, it was no hammers involved. And this has popped out, and that is what I was hoping to find. It's got some writing on it actually, which we will get into. I'll decipher that in a moment. But it's some sort of taper thing, which means I'm just going to need to get a taper that size with a drill truck or a collet or whatever they're called. And that'll be another arrow to its quiver, whatever. So the writing on the tailstock center is borite high spec 1130 seconds. I don't know what any of that means, but I'm going to put it back together now, knowing that I can get it out, and we'll see how we can find something chuck wise to fit in this, or collet wise, or whatever.